Boy, today was one of those days where in the Galleria area to the Memorial area, up through Tanglewood and then into the Heights, up 290, West 34th, 43rd to Tidwell, just had a thunderstorm sit on you for about an hour. And it dumped a tremendous amount of rain, so we had a lot of street flooding there. Rainfall rates 4 to 6 inches per hour. Now, rain totals were below that, but when the rain came down that heavily for a little while, it overwhelmed the gutters and the primary drainage, and we had a lot of street ponding and street flooding. It's all drained off now. Only to give us a chance for a scattered thunder shower again tomorrow. It's just a reminder that we live on a spot here in Texas next to the Gulf Coast where we've just got that abundant moisture source in the Gulf, and from time to time it'll get tapped, and these afternoon storms that start quietly can develop into street flooding problems. A few storms again tomorrow. Highs in the 90s as we head through the weekend with all the activities going on this weekend. And then Saharan dust comes in next week. Now, this is getting more interesting because not only are we going to get Saharan dust, it may be quite thick at times Monday, Tuesday. We may also get thunderstorms, especially on Monday with the dust in place. If we do get that, we're going to get these dusty raindrops. That dust will be pulled down to the surface. It'll settle on everything where a raindrop sit. We'll talk more about that as we move along. Things settling down, Med Center looking good. High did go to 92 before the rain and thunder got going. Record high today, 105, set not too long ago in 2012. Record low 59 set in 1974. We did drop to 76 this morning, so we started out rather comfortable in the morning, had a little rain cooled air left from overnight, and then did get hot up to 92. Normal is 93, so one below normal today. And here's what's left of the radar loop over the past hour. So from 5:30 to 6:30, things have continued to wind down. We don't have any thunderstorms now, just some wet spots. Brenham, Washington County getting light rain. I see portions of Grimes County getting wet, Waller County getting wet, Huntsville to Montgomery, north side of Lake Conroe, a little drippy up there. Woodland Spring, a little drippy up here, but it's light rain. Roads are wet. There may still be an isolated high water spot here and there from earlier rain. Navigation, that dip that goes under the tracks in Edo has had high water in it. I know it had it. It may have drained off by now. Katy out there in 99 to Cinco Ranch getting a little bit of light rain, a light shower in Liberty County. That's beginning to come to an end. There's Spring Woodlands, light rain and drizzle, keeping the 99 connector wet right there at the Hardy Toll Road split, but nothing heavy at all. And then rain totals, it was feast or famine. Now, near downtown Houston, only 2/10, but not far away from that. Here's the 610 loop, TC Jester, across the 610 loop up to West 34th Street. 3 to 4 inches of rain fell here. Lots of street flooding here. You had a flood advisory for a while here, guys. West Tidwell area up there, West 34th Street also had heavy rain. 3 to 4 inches of rain falling there. And then Hunters Creek, Spring Valley, 2 to 3 inches of rain fell here. 2.2 inches of rain on the other side of Buffalo Bayou. This was near the Westheimer area at Chimney Rock. That's where we are. That's where we were reporting on all the street flooding on Westheimer that had actually shut down Westheimer for a little bit with some very heavy rain and high water there. That's all drained off now, and so things have improved rapidly. Real quickly, up in the Spring Woodlands area, not quite to Spring Woodlands, here's the Aldine area. You guys had 2 to 3 inches of rain up here. Did cause some street flooding near Veterans Memorial and I-45 for a while there as well. Neighborhood Weather Network. Now, these are actual physical rain gauges. Briar Rose, our rain gauge there, better than 4 inches of rain in the Galleria area and just west of the Galleria area. Linebrook Drive, 4 inches of rain as well. So you get two of them, two individual gauges with 3 to 4 inches of rain. Pine Forest in Memorial, 3¼ inch. I'm pretty sure those rain totals are exactly what fell. So for a while there, we had a lot of high water spots, Voss, Memorial to Bering, and then up closer to the Woodlands, and to the Heights, and then there's TC Jester where it crosses 610. Willow Moss Court, 3 inches of rain in our gauge there. Seaspray Court had better than 3 inches of rain. Rutland Street, just about an inch of rain, and then East 7th Street had almost 2 inches of rain come down. Okay, what's left out there is coming to an end by 10 o'clock tonight. Rain's all done. Quiet night, quiet overnight. Let's go into Friday morning. Hey, Friday, the weekend's almost here. I think we start quiet in the morning, but I want you to watch how, as we hit between now and lunchtime, watch how showers are going to line up parallel with the coast, and they'll start to move inland. So ready? Here we go. There they are. See how they're all lining up? So they're lining up on the sea breeze, which parallels the coast and then moves inland, kind of like a small frontal boundary. And as it moves inland, it lifts the atmosphere like a speed bump, and you get the showers and thunder showers. So that's by noon. We'll go into 1:30, and here we go, at least a 30% chance for scattered showers and a couple of thunder showers across Houston, Harris County, Katy to Sugar Land, Atascocita to Liberty, maybe even Conroe by 1:30. Going to 3 o'clock, widespread scattered showers and thunder showers. We're going to call it a 30% chance. It's a little lower rain chance tomorrow than it has been today. That's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Decent chance for rain. And then you can kind of see that sea breeze go further north, then fizzle as we start to lose the heat of the day by 5:30. Still a couple of isolated showers, but not nearly as widespread by 5:36. Now, let's go to the dust. So first of all, another slug of dust out here off the west coast of Africa is about to come into the open Atlantic. It's interesting, this dust is kicked up off the desert floor by thunderstorms. So the thunderstorms produce outflow wind. The wind goes along the desert floor, it picks up the dust, and then it blows it out over the Atlantic Ocean. If you go down underneath the surface of the ocean, down to the bottom of the sea out here, it's all covered by several feet, hundreds of feet of dust that over the eons has been blown off, settled to the water, and settled down to the bottom of the ocean. The bottom of the ocean here is all dust from the Sahara Desert. And the dust stays in the atmosphere as well. It comes across the Atlantic, and at the moment it reaches all the way covering Cuba and the Caribbean Sea. There's Houston. We're dust-free at the moment. This dust is suppressing hurricane formation. It's a dry, sinking layer of air, so it zaps hurricane formation. But it also is forecast to come into Houston. So Monday and Tuesday, we get a significant slug of dust. It arrives Monday and lasts through Tuesday. And this should be the thickest amount of dust that we've had all year long. So you'll notice this with very hazy skies. At the moment, we don't think it's going to impact air quality, but it's something that we'll monitor. Most of this dust is in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, not down at the surface. And it can lower rain chances, and it will lower rain chances, but the rain chances won't go away. In fact, now computers are suggesting that on Monday, we may get rain and thunder with the dust in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. So what does that mean for what's going to happen with the dust and the rain? So here are rain chances: Friday 30%, Saturday 20%, Sunday 40% chance, and then there's Monday, still a 30% chance for scattered showers and thunder showers. If you are lucky enough to get rain or a thunderstorm while the dust is here on Monday, then your car or whatever you leave parked outside may end up looking like this. This was actually taken a couple of years ago when we had some West Texas dust blow in, and then we had a thunderstorm, and it settled that West Texas dust over everything. So this is what it does. It can make your car very dusty and dirty with the rain literally carrying the dust. It settles on the raindrops as they come down through the cloud, and it settles on everything. Now, it makes your car a mess, but that dust is actually tremendously nutritious to all green plant life. It's got phosphorus and nitrogen and nutrients in it, and it really does help to fertilize your garden and your yard. So it would kind of be good if we did get rain and thunder while the dust was in place. It brings down all that nutrient soil into our soil. Okay, let's go back and talk about hurricane season a little bit. If we get early season development, June, July, it's usually here in the yellow areas, the Gulf of Mexico, maybe a little more likely in the eastern Gulf, and then off the immediate east coast of the U.S. And in fact, we did see development off the east coast. It was a little bit further east, out toward Bermuda. That was Andrea. Andrea was a tropical storm earlier this week, came and went in less than 24 hours, one of the shortest lived named systems that we've tracked. So that's the only action we've had so far in the month of June. We actually are going to get a named storm in June. We had Andrea, but it came and went out there east of Bermuda, did not affect anybody. Barry, Chantel, Dexter, Aaron are the next several names on the list. But looking out there right now, looking at long-range models, they just don't show any development out here over the next at least 7 days in the Atlantic Basin. Now, as we take a little closer look, water temperatures, this is the heat potential that measures sea surface temperature and how deep the warm water is. And there's lots of energy for storm development in the Caribbean. But the tropical waves just aren't very vigorous this time of year. There's a lot of dust out there, which inhibits vertical motion in the atmosphere. So it's not surprising that even though we've got plenty of energy, we're not getting much in the way of development out here. We're getting nothing. And in the Gulf of Mexico, the sea surface temperatures are warm, but it doesn't go very deep. 87, 87 in the Gulf, which is very warm, but again, that warmth doesn't go very deep. This is interesting. The sea surface temperature is not quite as warm, but there's more energy here because that 85-degree sea surface temperature and the temperatures stay warm deeper than they do in the Gulf. 84 in the Central Caribbean, 87 here off the Pacific coast. And it's interesting to see, first of all, yeah, we had thunderstorms over here in the west, northwest Caribbean. Notice how you see the cloud tops being pushed off to the east and southeast. So that's wind shear. So anything that were to try to develop here, the wind shear is just ripping everything apart. So that's not going to develop. We've got thunderstorms here. Notice the difference. These are not being sheared. This area of disturbed weather is actually in an unsheared environment, and that, we think, may actually help to lead to potential development here off the Pacific coast of Mexico. There's an 80% chance that this spot down here does develop in that unsheared environment. The next name on the list over here on the East Pacific name list is Flossie. A, B, C, D, E, F. So this would be the 6th named storm they've had since the beginning of May. That's when they had an April storm, and then since the beginning of May. So they're going to have they've had a very busy start to the East Pac season while we've been very quiet over here in the Atlantic. Interesting to watch the computer runs on this. They do develop a tropical storm and then maybe even a hurricane, as what there is of this parallels the Mexican coast. This is the forecast going out to next Wednesday. So it's going to take through the weekend to get organized, but by the middle of next week, we may have a strong tropical storm, Flossie, or Hurricane Flossie, sitting off the coast of Mexico in the Pacific. Folks in the Baja will have to keep an eye on that. Okay, back home. Friday's numbers. Rain chance goes to 30%. There will be a scattered thunder shower, as we talked about that sea breeze coming in, high temp going up to 94 or so in between the showers, and the extended forecast. Saturday, 20% rain chance. Sunday, 40% chance for scattered showers and thunder showers, and then still a 30% chance on Monday. And I've got isolated shower chance in here. What I should have put is dusty raindrops, because if we do get that rain, the dust is going to be in place here, and we'll get that dust in the rain coming down and settling on your car and on the ground and whatnot. And then it just is hot with dusty conditions in the sky as we head into the middle of next week. All right, that is where we stand on this Thursday evening with the rain settling down. Have a lovely evening, everybody.